As I shared in our story earlier this morning, sounds like we got a new mayor in the House. I don't know how all this went down, man. Mark, I knew I'd get a chuckle out of you, man. Mark Salmon attends a lot of these events, man, gets engaged. He's a voice, man, a strong voice here in our community. What is happening, man?
It's wild. Like one of my
Right?
clients said yesterday, it's like if this was a TV show, it would be a comedy, right? But it's
Yes.
real life and it's not funny, and it's amazing to see. Like, I really personally don't care. Like, I think Cody's a nice guy, but on a personal level, what he does in his free time, that's up to him, and
Yep.
whether or not he got in trouble, during the Caldor fire or this bar fight or whatever, that's besides the point from a personal level. That's whatever you want to do with your life. But dude, you're a government official. You're a local politician, man. People depend on you to be responsible. And so to see like 2 hours of getting attacked by the public, it was the ultimate roast. And then by the end of the same meeting, he's our mayor.
How does that shake out? Like, because I heard there was, the city council was full, and there was the overflow was full, and how these votes rally out. Everyone, tries to speak their mind, and of course, again, I'm with you. We could talk. You do what you want in your personal life for sure, right? But I think whether it be me, you, or anybody who has something to say, that you're held to a bit of a different standard, like it or not. If you're, and I say this, whether you're a public celebrity or you put yourself out there. Yeah, you got to be up for criticism on both ends, man. You're putting yourself into the hot seat. So how does this thing happen? And how long is he the mayor? And I don't judge him about that at the moment, but the idea of how long does that last? And do people still get a voice in our city council here?
Yeah, it'll be interesting, man. Like the way they left it, essentially, I think they've opened up for applications, right, to fill this
Yeah.
seat, to fill the void, the fifth. Now, as far as him being mayor pro tem, it seems like a natural progression that he would slide into this role, but it did come down to a vote. And of course, some of the other council members were putting themselves out there like, hey, I'll do it. But ultimately, they voted to have Cody be the guy. And so that's fine. He has no more real power than anybody else. Got a catchy title, but in the end, really, it's just we're right in the middle of some really key motions that were on the table that needed to be voted on, and now they can't be completed. And man, when people put faith in getting these guys in there to represent their voice, someone like Tammy Wallace, it's like a lot
Right.
of people said, hey, you're my voice, so I'm going to put you in power. Now they can't be heard. And so it was wasted vote for that voice. And now is the next person going to fill that void or not? And if they don't come to terms on a fifth person, we're pushed out to the primaries next June. And so some of these things that are on the table right now aren't going to be decided until then or later. And that's just not right for our town.
No, and it starts with rebuilding a sense of trust and a community voices that are all heard, and that's why we have these things. But now, as a result of this, everything seems to be now getting pushed on top of the issues and the challenges that are on the plate right now. Some of these won't even wrap up this year now because now we're in this transition period again.
That's right. And it's you got some polarizing personalities like Scott Robbins up there and now Cody, a lot of people should be like, yeah, he represents the younger generation. It's like, why? Because he, has the largest marijuana dispensary in town. Like it's hard to your point. Like we already don't trust politicians and
Right.
who's
Right.
lobbying for who and what money is backing who. And now this makes it even worse. Right. And so
Yeah.
it's like people don't want to get involved, and we should want to in our community and feel like it matters of what we say. But it's just, when you got these types of folks that are running our community, it's just hard to want to be a part of it.
Yeah, that is the challenge, right? And you don't want people to get despondent about the issue. You want them to be optimistic about the issue. I mean, that you want people's voices to be heard, but when things that just people don't feel like they're heard or their voice is heard, and there are a lot of contentious things that people bring to the table. Now, of course, with Tamara Wallace, people are concerned about money. And did Joe Irvin speak up with regard to how secure just financially things are, or there's some things that are just getting passed by fiscally?
Yeah, I don't think there's any issues with her and money with the city, but of course there's going to be doubts in people's mind, and
Yeah.
that goes back to what I originally said. Like, don't put yourself in a position of doubt. And how on earth, like, she already had a fraud issue going on years ago and still got elected, and that background wasn't done. And that's just, again, lands on the city,
Yeah.
and it's just extra frustrations. And again, like, we're right in the middle of this VHR topic, and she was a proponent for that and a proponent for small business and economic growth in our community. And it's like, well, now who's going to replace that?
Yeah.
It's just that adds to the frustration right now, especially for me as someone that's pushed on those exact topics.
Amen. Amen. Well, before we go, Matt, how can people have that conversation with you? Also, all the real estate opportunities that might be existing, both residential, commercial, and of course, learning more about this, this VHR football that keeps getting kicked around as well. How can they reach out, man, before we go?
Yeah, yeah. Go to TahoeSalmon.com because all my contact information's on there. Take a look, reach out. Nobody ever does, but I love to talk about this and have a friendly, constructive
Yes.
debate about any of these topics.
Amen. Amen, man. I love it. Well, we need a conversation ourselves. My big taloha to you, my buddy. We'll chat soon.
Yeah, it's aloha, brother. Talk to you
Amen.
soon.
Yes, you will.